All right. What is happening, everybody? You're going to wait till some people are able to join me here for the final moments of the first matches of the Ashes. First matches. Got Carey and Harris in there. Definitely seems like they want to get these boys a little more experience. Maybe experience the feeling of the victory of closing this match. Australia is on the cusp of winning the first match of the Ashes. To very few people's surprise, I was being extra cheeky on Ozjod's poll by saying that England's going to shock the world. And they would have from the way it started off if they would have pulled this off. Look at no ball right there. Yeah, massive no ball. I was right. No ball on like the first ball. Jeez. England can do no right here. What's up, Manav? What's up, Steve? Yes, easy win. It definitely will be. It's been a very good morning session. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about. I was trying to get on here before lunch was done so I can talk about some of my main points, but I'll save a lot of them for our 3 wickets. This is only the second day we streamed in this match, but I've been following every single night. For me, every single night, watching a lot of it, just not streaming it. A lot of points, a lot of talking points for this match. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining me for the final moments here. I mean, what do you guys think? How many balls do you think before they're able to chase? Are they going to like completely take their time? I'm going to predict they need 19 more runs to win. I'm going to predict that they will chase it in 30 balls. I'm going to predict in 30 balls. And this is a great point right here from Manav. And it goes with Steve's point about being a good morning session for Australia fans. Let me first say, Australia, congratulations on win number 1. Win number 1 towards the Whitewash Jihan. But today could have been a much different day. It could have made things much more interesting for Australia. Because going into today, England put themselves together a nice partnership between Dawid Malan and Joe Root, both in the 80s, ending yesterday's day of play. It only lost 2 overs going into today. And they had something like 220 runs. And then the day started and they just got pounded. Oh, man, did they get pounded. They got pounded by the all-rounder Green and by the Pacers and Hazelwood and Cummins and even by Lyon. I believe Lyon started off the parade today. Yeah, getting to Dawid Malan. Moments in today's day of play. Got his 400th wicket, too. Yeah, there you go. Got his 400th wicket. Lyon did. He was shut out in the first innings. And I feel like I could tell like he was getting agitated with that. But they started off like, what was it, guys? It was like 220 or 210 or something like that for 2 wickets is all they lost. And then before you can blink, Milan's down. You blink a few more times, Root's down. Okay, Ollie Pope, he's down. I mean, it was just atrocious. Butler, he's done with only 23 runs. Robinson, quick. Wood, quick. Chris Wilkes. Who was telling me earlier that England's got a tail end that can wag? Talking about. Tail end didn't even go limp for crying out loud. Dr. Jihan, what's up? Great win for the Ashes. Will England play Anderson and Broad next match? Oh, they better. Or do they still need to rest because they are so tired from the one-day practice match? Nice salt right there. Obviously a failed experiment. Now, my man Chris Wokes, low economy rate, got himself a few wickets. But you guys are right about the batting. He averages 20 in Australia. He got 21 and then what today, 16? So below that 20. So that was unfortunate because he could be and he should be that tail ender that you can put in an 8 or 9 and still expect some runs. Could expect a half century here and there, and he was not able to provide that. But England really messed things up. They could have done with a Sibley. I hate to say it, but I'm being serious. They could have done with a Sibley who could have stretched it out, delayed the inevitable, put a little more pressure on Australia. But Australia just dominated. In every inning, Australia was the better side. In every single inning. They only allow, was it 147? And then they put up 425. And there was a point where they were like in the 200s and they had lost 5 wickets, I think it was. Where I was like, oh, wow, could this be interesting? You're getting closer to the tail. All you got to do is get Travis Head. Oh, man. Travis Head lost his mind in this match. He was, if we had to choose one game changer besides Cummins Pfeiffer, he was that game changer, in my opinion. Wokes is going to be dropped for one of the Broad or Anderson. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Wokes. You know me. I would give him another chance. He got one less wicket than Wood and Robinson. Higher economy rate than Robinson, lower than Wood. Everyone else is thinking it's going to be Wokes as well. I would give him another chance, but that's just me. Thanks for joining me here in the final moments. I thought it was going to go 30 balls. So far, it's gone 10, and they've gotten 3. They only need 17 more. Here's Steve. He says, I think that they will take their time. Not out looks better than doing it quick. If Warner, close inside edge there. If Warner was in, then it would be over already. Yeah. Oh, Root's going to the booth right there. He thinks that Wokesy baby has got a case. Wokes is trying to get back in there for the next match. Once again, they played at way too many balls. They didn't have to. Australia bowled better. Big difference was Goat versus Leach. What's up, John? Appreciate that comment. Fair delivery. You'd have to explain that a little more to me. Bad involved. It looks like, yeah, bad involved. It's kind of a bad review by Root. He must not be able to see it because that definitely looks like bad involved. Yeah, there you go. There's the knock right there. Not out. Goat versus Leach. I think there's just one team way better than the other. One team showed up, the other team didn't. One team played the way they're supposed to, the other team didn't in any facet. You can't come out on the new day of play and drop your 2 wickets so quickly. That was detrimental. But they had already messed things up in the first innings. It's going to be like Gabe all over again, but you got to do more, Rory Burns. Then Golden Duck in the first innings, and then what, like 12 or something like that in the second innings? You need more from your – there's a lot of issues. I would almost go one further and say Warner versus Burns. There's your difference right there. Burns got 13. Hasib was not able to do too much. It was nice to see something from Milan. I've not seen much from him internationally. I know T20's ranked really high. I'm going to go for runs right here. A quick run, and the throw was not even close to being accurate, so Carey does not get run out. That's what good players do in every sport, but they had bad days behind them and come back. Absolutely. What do you think England needs more, batting changes or bowling changes? Batting changes, absolutely. Absolutely batting changes. England at one point was 220, 240 for 5 in that first innings. after they scored no runs, put more pressure on the bowlers to try to get early wickets. And then Travis Head comes up, and that was the end of the day right there. Right? That was the end. Oh. I thought he hit that. Obviously not. Robinson. That I did not see. Who does Robinson think he is, for crying out loud? Reverse sweep. Gosh. No, Travis Head innings from the England team. Exactly. There was no one that gave you that. Milan and Root were making a case for it, and then whoops. Yeah, they are taking their sweet time. Captain England, Tenfer? No. No, that's not going to happen. I think Wood will be dropped too. He got the extra wicket, which is great. But those combination of pacers were not able to get the job done. When you cough up 147 and you choke like that and you have a chance, if they get rid of Travis Head right there, it's a much closer game. And if Milan and Root do not lose their wickets so early this morning, there's a chance. Yeah, Wood might get injured, absolutely. Leach shouldn't play anymore. They should go with three seamers and Stokes and Root. You got to have some kind of spinner. You do. And if Leach is your option, we've seen Leach be able to do something, but it's been the tale of time for England. They don't develop the spinners. They don't have the spinners, and it's tough. Hi, Nick. Gabe must be happy today. Oh, we got some Star Wars paraphernalia in the stands. I like to see that. So they were trying to kick out Chewbacca there. Yeah, I'm sure Gabe is very excited about this. Gabe, unfortunately, is like down and out. He's got some bad food poisoning. He's going to be okay. He's had to miss the last few days of work, and he's struggling right now. But I'm sure he's very happy about how the Ashes are going, baby. Wokes, Broad, and Anderson will be the attack for Adelaide. Swinging the ball under hits. I agree. Maybe they just conceded this match, and they thought, we're not going to get this. Let's get these guys rested up so we can have that 1, 2, and 3 punch. Maybe that's what it was. Absolutely disappointed in Pope, especially that second innings that was garbage. What over will Australia in this? Yeah, Gabe, I was saying the 30th ball, so that's the 5th over. I don't think I'm going to be right on that. They're taking their sweet time. Appreciate you, Joy. Hoping you're feeling better. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, please. What's up, Seganisha? How you doing? Appreciate you saying hello. Pretty cool. I got a message from Seganisha. There you go. That should be at least 2, if not 3. Oh, we're bound. There's no one around. Hasib. Oh, he got there just in time. I believe he got there in time. Nice hair. They got at least 3. Oh, they might have got 4. They might have got 4 on that? No, they got 3. Okay. Barely got 3. Surprised they barely got 3 on that. Yeah, he's good. Seganisha says that the U.S. squad that was just announced for the Irish tour, he knows some of those guys. He's played against some of those guys. I love it. Dr. Jihan, what is happening? Already here with the super chat. Appreciate that. England's best chance is the next match. If Anderson, Braun, and Wokes get to bowl under lights and swing the ball around conditions most similar to England. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate that. Those insights. Definitely heard that. A lot of people are thinking that the next match there. Where is the next match at? Is it Adelaide? That the next match is England's best chance. But are there any other venues that Australia fans are even a little bit nervous about? I've seen in tests that teams show up one day and not show up the next match. So it doesn't mean England's going to have no chance, but are there any other possibilities? Man, there's so many things to talk about in this 4-day test match. So many things. There's Cummings captainship. There is Travis Head. There is getting those wickets out early when Root and Milan solidified themselves. There was not just Travis Head, but the ability to avoid going down early. There was a 147 all out. There was Root going down for a duck in the first innings, and it seemed like everybody else. So many things to talk about here. And I'm excited when games feel a little better to discuss it. We have a few days until the next one starts. This is good for Harris. He needs time in the middle. Aussie's first innings changed complexion when they took the long handle to Leach. While Lyon didn't take any wickets in the first innings, he didn't go for too many. No, he didn't. And what did Leach? Was it Leach? Maybe that's the guy. Someone had coughed up a bazillion runs. Yeah, you're right. There you go, Jack Leach. I noticed that. He had like an economy rate of over 8. He had a T20 economy rate for most of the match. Gosh, 100 runs he gave up. Hootie! I've learned a new cricket term this match. Royal duck. Being out in the first ball of the match. Oh, wow. There should be a term for the first ball of the first match of the Ashes. A squeaky clean royal duck or something like that. They have to have a better spinner. Absolutely. I think Leach was worth it for the Labuschagne dismissal. Loose bus change. Gave up so many runs, though. Holy cow. Batting is weak for England. Yes, that's absolutely true. They were weak when they hosted India. They won one match when they hosted India, and we have the controversial, what was it, the 5th match that didn't happen, that supposedly is going to continue at some point. There's 2 runs right there. And they are 10 away, 9 away. 9 away, Australia fans. I don't think they're going to go 18 all out, baby. Why did you cook for him? Talk about Gabe. I did not cook for him because he has got an amazing cook in his wife. But I will say I gave him a solid. He didn't want to go home because, he was trying to outlast it, but he was not doing good. So I told the office, you got to find some coverage for this guy because he's got to go now. So that was my good deed. Here he is. Speak of the devil. England needs to drop Rory Burns. Absolutely. 2 innings, 16 runs. Really? No, 2 innings, 13 runs. He got that royal duck first. 2 innings, 13 runs. He couldn't even get you 16. He gave you a baker's dozen. So generous. Thank everyone that's joined me so far in the final moments of this Ashes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. No Anderson this match. Yeah, he better be there next. I think England has bowled okay. Give up 400. That's tough to swallow, but it's not horrible. And that ball from Green, who was that? Who was that? That swat at that one. Is that Hameen? I guess it was Pope. That was ugly. That was ugly. Most dismissals. There you go. Alex Carey. I knew he was going to do something in this match. 8 dismissals. Most on test debut. Oh, that's a nice shot right there. That is a nice shot. The crowd loves it. And it's going to be a triple, baby. 6 more runs needed. 5th test is day and night in Hobart. England will have a solid chance then. Okay. Lyon now has 403 wickets. Goat. Did he get 3 wickets? He got 4 wickets. Wow. I didn't realize he got that much. He's such a beast. Australia to treat Leach like a club bowler. That's awesome. Leach, king of the long hop. Yeah, my mentor looked out for me, not just my partner, but my best friend. Absolutely, my friend. Because I know you would do exactly the same for me. There is no replacement for Burns unless you want to replace him with Sibley or Crawley, which have worse averages. But whose fault is that? I mean, honestly, I appreciate the comment, Akash. Whose fault is that? You have no one else that could open, so you're stuck. You're pigeonholed with Rory Burns. I guess the only positive is he can't get worse than this. Dr. Jihan, what's up? Another super chat. Wow, thank you so much. Wicket off the first ball, yes. Oh, gosh. Of the Ashes happened only once before in 1936. Were you around for that, Nick? If I was rooting against you, pal. No, that was just a few months before I was born. England also have a good chance with no Perth tests. I mean, they're still doing 5 matches, right? They just canceled the one in Perth and moved it. It's crazy, though. Look at how well they play at the Gabba. I've only seen them play at the Gabba once. And that was the India one. Oh, drive-by. That which makes it even more incredible with the team that India had. Now, let me ask you this question. This would be a good question for you guys to chat up before we, have a decision here. Here's a good question for you. That team that India had at the Gabba, they had a bunch of replacements, right? Was that team better than this England team with all those replacements they had? Obviously, they were on that day because they won the Gabba. But if they play head-to-head, that roster, are they a better team than this roster that England put together here at the Ashes? I think so. There's a wicket for Ollie Robinson. That's not what you want, Alex Carey. Not in danger. I thought they were going to chase by. Now they didn't do it. Not in danger of losing the match, obviously. This match is sewn up by Australia. But you want to get that confidence. You don't want that taste. When everyone's celebrating, everyone's going crazy, you want to get that confidence. I was thinking Alex Carey was going to do a great job in this first match. And in this Ashes, he still could do it in the Ashes. But Gabe was telling me he was worried about Alex Carey being a young buck wicketkeeper, obviously replacing Tim Payne. And Gabe was correct on that. Had good enough reason to be concerned. Alex Carey gives you a combined 21 runs. I don't think anyone other than India can challenge Aussie because they have good seamer bowler, not swing bowler like England, New Zealand, and they have Ashwin, top-off spinner. You need to win Australia. Thank you so much. I had something to say when witty. I had something witty to say when Milan and Root broke even to score about 0 for 2 again. But then England collapsed again. Not as 3 a.m. and short-lived optimism has gone. Thank you, Poke Tribble. Appreciate that comment. And I agree with you. I was feeling pretty good. I was going to come on here and talk some trash. They didn't allow me to. I was still at work, and I'm like, what? Or no, I think I was running an errand with the wife. That was just a few hours ago. So a few hours ago, they had a whole lot of optimism to have a chance to put up a fight at least, to make it interesting. I didn't think they were going to win it. Gabe says, I will say Root is back in form. At the moment, Root looks like the best batsman in the world. He needs some help. Yeah, he's still in great form. It's a good point. He hasn't been in tests. He hasn't been playing tests for quite a few months since, what was that, May when they played against India? Or before that, wasn't it? February? I can't remember. Perth test changed to Hobart now. England probably would have been bounced out at Perth. Perth would have been the biggest win by far. It's the fastest pitch in the world. Oh, I would have loved to see that. Fastest pitch. And they're not. Are they going to get 4? That's it, baby. Kiss them goodnight. Mom, keep the porch light on because we're coming home. Australia takes the first match of the Ashes. That's huge. No draw, no nothing. The first win at home. Everyone predicted a whitewash or something close to it. Australia, I got no hate for you, my friend. I am respecting the Ashes no matter which way it goes. No hate whatsoever. No bitterness. I want to see England win. That's the team I root for. Australia, though, you stomped on them. You went out there and you showed them who you were. Absolutely. India were way too inexperienced. That was my question earlier. No, it was basically India's C team. If you asked them to repeat their performance, even they would falter like this. Exactly. They still won. Who will replace Warner in the next test match if he can't go? I don't think Warner's injured. I think they just put in these younger guys to get some experience. Jihan says Warner should be good. He just has sore ribs. This game was going to be epic, but England ruined it with his collapse. Absolutely. I think the guy who just came in may be the best batsman in the world. You think Labuschagne is the best batsman in the world? Wow. Marcus Harris wins it on the last boundary, but Steve thinks that Labuschagne, he's super impressive. I'm not going to lie. Manus is super impressive. There's a man that's super impressive right there. Pat Cummins. Test debut as captain at the Ashes. Did he falter whatsoever? No, sir. None whatsoever. As a debut captain, he gets you a fifer in his debut when so much could have gone wrong. Economy rate under 3. He gives you a fifer, and then he follows up with 2 more wickets with a lower economy rate. He gets 7 combined wickets as a test captain. His team was ready. His team was prepared. I'm sorry, but you got to give a little bit of credit to JL. We were talking about no Uzi. Didn't matter. Not in this match. They did not need him. Will you and Gabe be doing R3 wickets on this match? Have you heard about the 14 no balls on the first day that weren't caught because the tech broke down? What? There was 14 no balls they did not catch because the tech broke down? I mean, I guess that's sports sometimes, but wow, I did not hear about that. Wouldn't have made a difference, but that's crazy. What's up, Ozjod? Yes, great win by Australia. Absolutely. Yes, the Ben Stokes first 5 balls should have been no balls. What are umpires there for? Wouldn't have mattered. They would have still crushed them. Labuschagne is good, but they have Steve too. SPD. I the trajectory, this could be SPD and this could be Manus. Rohit Sharma is best batsman in the world right now in all format. If you combine all formats, I can listen to that as an argument. But it seems like since I've been watching cricket, as soon as we crown someone, they disappear at the face of the earth. Yes, props to Cummins. Patty Cummins, the best a man can be. I've heard Gabe say that so many times, but is it not true? Man of the match, Travis Head for me. Oh, man of the match. I mean, yes, I would agree with that, and not just because he had the highest score and a lazy bum can do that. And I call myself a lazy bum, not Ozjod. But I do agree with that because that was the difference maker. It was like 240. 240 for 5. You can feel a little bit of hesitation. Hold on, let me get this exactly what it was. Manus. I love saying that. Manus. It was 195 for 5. Excuse me. 195 for 5. And then 236 for 6. That's where it got really interesting. And then headed up the anchor. Another 70 runs until Alex Carey lost his wicket. Another almost 90 runs until Cummins lost his wicket. Travis Head was able to build a partnership with each and every one of those batsmen long enough and steady enough. He had a strike rate over 100 for crying out loud. I've never seen, I can't say that. I can't remember seeing that in a long time, a strike rate over 100. Where it's like, they scored more than like 50 runs. He didn't even overbowl or underbowl himself in England innings. That was great. Yes, Cummins was impressive. Andrew says, Osvert. Ooh, the government name. Gabe, they were relying on the tech. I don't think they knew it had broken down. Yeah, 14 no balls by Stokes. Stokes, maybe we should call Stokes the Hamburglar because he's sitting there like, dude, no one's catching me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it. Shame on you, Stokes. Saganisha says this result pretty much happens every Ashes test match in Australia. Hence all the whitewash talk, Nick. That's why it isn't out of this world to predict the result when you have so much precedent. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Australia A batters are pumping England A in practice match. Interesting. Only India can challenge Australia in Australia. Do you agree with Kohli removed from ODI? Ooh, that's going to be a conversation for another day. And you're probably not going to want to hear my answer. And I know you're going to say I'm a Kohli hater. Short answer, yes, I agree with it. Ankit, Pat Cummins is always good on Gabba, even versus India. He was the main threat on last day. Yeah, I mean, he's always a threat. But listen, first time test debut, I think it's captain debut in international play for Cummins. I could be mistaken on that. And maybe it's not his debut. Maybe he's captain here and there to fill in. But he is their captain through the Ashes and probably going forward for the test match unless he does something to prove otherwise. And this guy didn't even flinch. He did not even flinch. That's impressive. The aggression head showed. He strikes at over 100 for most of his innings. Does he? I love him even more then. I didn't know about that. I love him even more. I never think it's going to be a whitewash to Raj. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for checking this stream. Australia will win the series, but England could give some fight. 3-1 maybe. I'm hoping for 2-2 now. It'll probably be 3-2. We might get a result in every single one unless weather gets in the way. Nick, we already read that one. Watch the spam, please, at Hartha. Appreciate it. Nick, have you bought your tickets for Spider-Man? When are you watching it? I love that question. Yes, I bought the tickets. I'm going to ask if we bought the tickets for the cricket match in Florida. Yes, we did that too. Yes, I bought the tickets for Spider-Man. I'm going Thursday night, so the night before it officially releases Friday everywhere. And I think it's like 7:05 or something like that. I'm going to be taking my 2 older kids. They're really into these movies as well, which I love. My brother Chris will be there. Gabe will be there with a couple of his kids. It should be a lot of fun. Dr. Jihan, what's up, Super Chat again. Thank you so much for the generosity. I know you got to be in a good mood. I want to know how many social sparklers you're down, my friend. I mean, this was every innings, in my opinion, was dominated by Australia. Dominated by Australia. You've got to feel good about yourself. Dr. Jihan says, there's just something special about the Gabba. The heat, humidity, the fast, bouncy pitch, the crowd, and atmosphere, and great weather. Great experience. Appreciate that, Jihan. He had shared some pictures with Gabe and I through email. And it looked like from those, and you were like dead on straight away, right? Straight away, dead on. That was pretty cool. Looked like really, really nice seats. I'm curious if that straight on seat is more expensive than on the side, what we would call a 50-yard line. But from those pictures, it looks like it was basically a sellout. It was pretty crowded. Let me know if that's accurate. Thanks for this super chat. Strike rate over 100 in test. Well, Indians have seen that a lot when Sehwag used to bat. Dude used to score 200-plus runs with 100-plus strike rate. That is insane. And I do know about Sehwag, but I didn't see him live. I love it. All my fellow Indian fans, we gotta get our word in. But this is all about Australia today. Cummins is captain NSW on a few occasions. I don't know what NSW is. Maybe that's a club, domestic. Can't wait for your thoughts on the final reaction. Oh yes, thank you. Appreciate that. This man loves the spoilers. I'm glad that Kohli at least has the test captaincy. Yes, I don't think he should be stripped of everything. But when you go to tournament after tournament after tournament, and maybe it's only 4 or 5, and you're not able to get the job done, when you have a very good squad every single time, it's time for a change. And you still want his bat in there when you have that change. Nick, who do you think most technically correct batter of this current era and before that? Technically, I haven't given the technically the technical batter argument even a second thought yet. That's an interesting statement. I don't know. I love those questions, and this is where I wish I had been a cricket fan for a longer period of time so I can answer that for you. That's a great question. That's a fun, like, debate question to have with fellow cricket fans. I don't know. I did notice John Boy doing another cricket video. That was pretty cool. Ginwill says, after yesterday, I thought Australia was going to chase around 200. I woke up at 1 p.m. and was confused. Thought it was the 5th day. I'm telling you, that was the second biggest turning point in the match, getting Roots and getting Milan's wicket. That was a heartbreaker for any England fan that was, or anyone that was hoping for a more competitive of a match. And I don't want to get too much into it because I'm going to talk about that in our 3 wickets. But man alive. Well, that was 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. That they just lost their wicket so quickly. And that's all she wrote. Congratulations, Australia. Yeah, I think that's an easy answer. You know, Don Bradman, another easy answer for sure. It'll give him more time to focus on his batting. Hopefully, we'll see the Kohli from 16, 17, 18. You never know. All athletes, doesn't really matter age, but at some point in their life, they just kind of, they pass that peak and they start the decline. It seems like that's where he's going. I hope not. I hope not. But this was a great match for Australia fans. Very, very tough match for England fans, but you can't really say you were shocked by this. If you were saying you were shocked, then you might not be too big of a fan of England cricket or cricket in general. But this was a great match. Gabe and I will have our thoughts once he's feeling a little better. It'll probably come out tomorrow around this time, so look out for that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other questions you have before I take off. My kids are downstairs doing gingerbread houses. Got them started. Want to come up here and finish this match. And then I'm going to go back down and see how they're doing, spend some family time. But let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about, any other comments you have before we leave today. If you can't think of it, go ahead and comment on the video once it goes live. I'll add a thumbnail to it so it looks a little more nicer. Go ahead and check out Boring Reviews if you want to see what's going on over there. We got some recent reactions going on. Manny says, good job, Australia. Well, Dhoni captained 10 ICC tournaments and won 3. Kohli just did for 3. Dhoni in his first 4 ICC tournaments won the first one, but couldn't even get out of the group stage in the next 3. But he won one. You went, trust me, I wish it wasn't that way. I'm a huge Phillip Rivers fan. He was a quarterback for the Chargers for like 17 years. Took him to the playoffs like 6 or 7 times. Wasn't able to get it done. You got to be able to win one. So it's not a Kohli bias thing. It's just the way I look at sports in general. There are guys that can do it, and there are guys that can't. And it's as simple as that. Here we go. Gian says, it was a sellout day 1 and 2. Okay, that's what it looked like. The straight-on seat tickets are usually double the side on the seats. The side on seats. Okay, so those are better seats. Good for you, Jihan. I love it. The Ashes come to Australia, traditionally every 3 or 4 years, something like that. I'm curious how far away. It had to be close to where you live, which is why you bought the tickets for I think you went to the first 2 days. Brisbane. It's got to be close to where you live. Goodbye, matey. It's good stream. Appreciate that. It's me, Harry. Thank you guys so much. Australia fans, you deserved it. It must have been fantastic to watch your team dominate. Gabe, good job. The fall of Gabe continues, and not the fall the way I want it to be. The season fall or the spring for Australia. But thank you so much for joining. Jihan, Manny, John, Saganisha. I think he does live in Perth. Good point. Shitarajan, OPAP, Adon, Andrew, Ginwall, John, Ozjon, it's me, Harry, Steve, and everyone else. Siddhartha, thank you so much for joining me here. Appreciate it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you've not done so. I appreciate that. And we will be back. Let's see. When exactly is the next match? When will we be back? Thursday, December 16th. Oh, we won't be back that day because that's Spider-Man time, baby. Ooh. The test in Adelaide is going to be tough. I'm going to try to watch some Pushpa as well that weekend. We'll be back at some point, and it'll be for that next match. It'll probably be day 3, I'm thinking. Maybe day 2, but probably day 3. Gabe should probably be on for day 4 for sure. But thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you joining, and I will see you on the next video next time. And until next time, adios, everyone. Have a great night.